Welcome to the Jill on Money Show. It is Monday, February 19th, which means it's President's Day. So markets are closed today. I'm on vacation. Mark is actually taking care of Theo because he has no school this week. So this may mean that you too have a little free time on your hands. If that's the case, well, why not go to our website, JillOnMoney.com. Click the Contact Us button. Let us know if there is something going on in your life that might need the eyes and ears of certified financial planners, because Mark and I are both certified financial planners. No, we don't work for a big firm. We just do this media thing, but we love these designations. They do have meaning to us and certainly give you an informed awareness of how we approach your life, meaning a holistic approach. So if that's something you think is kind of cool, get in touch with us, JillOnMoney.com. Click the Contact Us button and let us know if you would like to join us on the air. While you're on the website, check out all of our content. It lives there, including the free weekly newsletter, my book, The Great Money Reset, which is now out in paperback, and of course, our new YouTube show called Jill on Money, powered by The Compound. All right there at JillOnMoney.com. Today, we're talking to Marie, who's on the line from New Jersey.
So I unfortunately have inherited some money, fortunately, unfortunately, due to my husband's passing. We did have the smarts or the ahead of time knowledge to have life insurance. We got it when we were younger, not knowing any of this was going to happen. And then he passed away of cancer in July of 2023.
Oh my God. This is just, it's the worst. It's the worst. I am so sorry. I know you don't need me to say that because you know you're living the worst, but I am so sorry. And we're going to help you out because that is what we do. And you more than anyone else right now, because this is so important. It's funny what you just said. I just heard it funny. Like, we didn't think about anything. We just did it, right? Because you're young and you had kids and that's why you said,
we didn't even have kids at that point. We were 25. We had just bought our house. We were recently married. And we thought, let's get a $500,000 term policy just to cover the mortgage, just in case. Mm-hmm. And then we opened up a whole life after we had 2 kids, which that would be something I want to talk to you about. And then it came to be that we actually needed this money at such a young age.
Oh, terrible. All right. So you got some kids. How old are they?
12 and 15.
Okay. And so let's talk a little bit about what's going on right now. Are you working?
I am working. I work in a school. So I will get a pension, which I know you always like. But yes, I work full-time in a school.
Okay. How much do you earn?
I earn, so from my school job, I make about $90,000 a year. Mm-hmm. But then I do extra work. So probably it is about 96 at the end of the year. And then I also do side work where I do therapy in people's homes. Okay. So I make about, before taxes, because it's a 1099, I make like about $800 a month from that.
Wow. Mm-hmm. All right. That's pretty awesome. So altogether $100,000 for a year, about, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. On your $100,000 without your husband's salary, how has your cash flow been?
So my cash flow, it's been okay because I also now am receiving survivor benefits for both the boys.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And how much does that's Social Security, until what age do they get that?
They 18? Get it. It's 18, but graduated high school, and they're both October birthdays. So they actually get it till they're 18 and a half, a little over 18 and 7 months.
Okay. And how much is that Social Security a month?
They each get $2,216.
Okay.
So it's been very helpful in terms of, replacing my husband's salary.
And there's the Social Security, the two of them, plus your $100,000. Are you able to cover all of your bills on that?
So it's about $10,000 coming in, and I spend about $7,500 a month.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It is.
The $7,500 a month is kind of like the house and all the stuff and everything.
It's the mortgage. Yes. It's life. It's food. It's activities. I'm trying to maintain life being the same, normal. So, sports or other art classes or something like that
Sure.
they're interested in. Yes.
Okay. And are you putting money into retirement and or savings when you're saying $10,000 coming in? That's your net. Is there money going out that is an automatic investing, either a retirement plan contribution? What's going out?
So I have a Roth IRA. So I inherited my husband's. We both were doing automatic investments every month, and I've continued with that. So I continue to do that, and then I have money taken out for a 403b that goes straight from my paycheck into the 403b account, and then that's it for right now. We do have 529s, which we were doing automatic investments, but then we kind of stopped for a little bit, and I'm not sure, if maybe I should start those up again.
Okay. So in the Roth IRA that's now combined since you inherited your husband's, how much is in there?
Okay. So I'm going to kind of go through because I inherited, he was a squirreler. He squirreled away money in different places, which, most of them I knew about because we had time to talk about all these things. And I knew, where we have always been joint on everything. So, we knew where our money was going, but I kind of didn't realize, how things add up. But so in my Roth IRA, I have 295,000.
Okay.
And I inherited an IRA, which is just under 114.
Okay. That's
then
great.
I inherited a 401k with 80,000. And then
when you say that, just one quick question on the 401k, you have not changed any of you haven't rolled it over or anything. It's still in the 401k.
It's rolled over into my name, but still with the same Fidelity company. Yeah.
Okay. So and you said that was 80. Is that what you said?
80,000.
Okay. So 295, 114, 80,000 in that 401k. How much is in your 403b, by the way?
80,000.
Oh, that's 80,000.
No. Both are 80,000.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right. And what else? What other squirreling little habits?
Well, so
those
were his. No, those were his. There's a couple other little accounts that we had. I don't know, but through online things, and so I'm still trying to get those. But I mean, less than 1,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how about money in the bank right now? You said there are some there's insurance proceeds. So what's in
insurance proceeds. So for right now, I have a high yield savings of 226,000.
Okay.
And then what I did with instead of like having to move the boys' Social Security benefits, because my husband did want me to use it if I needed it, but he also wanted to kind of leave a legacy and have something for them when they're older and they want to like make a purchase if I was able to swing it. So I did open up a brokerage account and I put 204,000 in there because it would be it's a little less than what they would get split. And then it gives me a little extra every month that I don't have to worry about putting to the side. So I sort of
I just want to make sure I understand this.
Yeah.
Your husband said, look, the Social Security comes in, you need to use that. Don't worry about that being in their names. But instead, put aside a lump sum of money that is kind of equivalent to that. And that's what's in the brokerage account, that 200 grand, right?
Yes.
Okay. So that's for boys.
Yes.
And
then
I'm sorry, keep going.
Oh, and then I have a CD of 500,000.
Holy smokes.
I know. It actually comes to mature. I just got very nervous in August. Everything was happening so quickly. I thought, let me grab the great interest rate of 4.4. Little did I know the CD rates were going to go up.
I mean, and little did you know a lot of things. So let's okay. How much money is in the 529 plans for the kids?
The 15-year-old has just under 50,000 and the 12-year-old has 30,000.
Do you think, I mean, you know more about the 15-year-old because he's now in high school, college bound or not?
Yes, both.
Rutgers or Princeton?
He wants to go to UCLA or someplace like that. No,
oh, great.
I don't know.
Warm weather.
I don't know. I don't quite know what he's thinking yet. Yes.
I understand the brokerage account question. I guess my other issue for you is that if you have that CD that's coming due and you have the 226,000 in the high yield savings. Is there some part of that that you do want to push into their 529 plans so that you are done
I
funding?
absolutely could. Yeah.
Okay. Is
Yeah.
that something, so that would be important to you? Like that would be a good thing to do?
That would be a good thing. I think I just got a little nervous. I know things changed with the whole what if they don't go, or what if they get a scholarship, and now I know that they could roll it over into something down the line. I mean, they've both had these since they were born, so
Hmm.
it'll be more than the 15-year mark that I know that was set up. But I would like to fund it more if that's something, or do I just leave what's there and let it grow, and then I sort of put something into a CD and I say, well, this is for college, or
Well, I don't know, because the 529 is such a great deal. And by the way, in New Jersey, you can deduct up to $10,000 of contributions that you make.
oh,
So I don't know if you know that.
I did not know that.
I just happened to click onto the New Jersey Division of Taxation website. A fun site every time. For tax year 2022 and forward, the New Jersey has 3 income deductions for those who file with gross income of $200,000 or less. So that's you. Are you in the NJ Best 529 plan?
I'm not. So no. So see, I'm in a New Mexico plan. What's happening right now is my husband was the custodian. Only one person could be the custodian.
Uh huh.
So now it's being changed over to my name.
Uh huh.
And then I'm fine with rolling it over to somewhere else.
Yeah. You can roll it over, but I think that what you really want to do is make sure that you are taking advantage of the fact that you can do this, right? So you'll have to talk to somebody at the NJ Best 529 plan. And just tell them what's happening so that we know, right? And just and while you're on the phone with them, say, my husband passed away. I would like to be able to fund the 15-year-old's plan and put a lot of money in 1 year. What is the rule on lifetime contributions into the plan? That's what we need to know. I mean, you don't have to do it, but you want to make sure that if you put 100 grand in today, right? He's all set. Then he's got his 150 grand. And then what you could do for the little one is in that plan, you could basically say, instead of doing all at once, you could just say, put in 10 grand a year, maybe 15 grand a year, and let's see how it goes. And let's see where a 15-year-old ends up, because a 15-year-old's like, actually, I went to Rutgers after all, not happening, I get it, or I got a huge scholarship, then we know how much money we have left to play with.
That's true. Okay. I like
right?
that advice. Yes. That
So
makes
then, so we can now, so I think that, you can fund that. That's easily done because you have the high yield savings. So I'm just forgetting about the CD for a second. The brokerage account for the boys, do you want to have that? Like when you thought about that with your husband, were you thinking about that like long term, like after college, they have a chunk of money that's available to them? Is that kind of what it was?
That was sort of the idea. He thought, if they want to buy a house or something like that, he just wanted to kind of have a legacy of something like, oh, my father,
Oh, it's beautiful.
left this for me. I decided to just kind of do this back in November because I was sort of moving money from, every time they got their deposit, and it just got to be too much. And I thought, well, why not just take a lump sum from the future, and it can earn more interest now instead of like little by little building it up. So that's kind of how it came to be. So it's just in my name. One thing I did forget to mention, they do have it's under my name. I guess I'm the custodian, but I did open a CD for them based off of a GoFundMe amount, which was about 23,000. It's kind of earmarked for college.
When is that CD due?
In August. I just did a 1-year CD.
So you have plenty of money, thank God. Which is,
but I feel like I don't. I feel like it. I don't know. I think that's my worry.
Do you feel?
That I have
do you feel
two
a little?
children?
Well, wait a second. Do you feel overwhelmed by this in general?
Absolutely.
Because okay,
Absolutely.
So who's helping you with your stuff? Anybody?
My parents are financially savvy, and so I do bounce ideas off of them, and I feel like they give really good advice. But otherwise, I haven't really gotten into a relationship with a fiduciary or anything because I just don't want to spend money on I don't I don't even know what I need yet, and I don't want to spend, $5,000, $6,000. I don't,
Yeah,
I
I
don't, because
get.
everything is like bring all the money to this way, bring all the money, and that worries me.
Okay.
Bringing all my money
Take a
to
deep
one
breath.
person.
Take a deep breath. All right. We know fee only people in New Jersey, so I can give you some names. A very good person. I know the person who literally was like the president of the National Association of Personal Financial Advisors, straight shooter all the way. I'll give you her name. Mark will send you her name.
I mean, I feel like I just want a person to bounce ideas off of.
Right. I think that what you need, honestly, in hearing your whole story, you're fine financially. The kids are going to be fine financially. You're going to have like this horrible hole in your heart for your entire life. But the financial part, that we can cover that. You've done it. I didn't have to do a thing. You guys did it. You and your husband. Okay.
I was going to say he did it. He was very smart about a lot of these sort of things, and I am smart too. But he just sort of was frugal,
Yeah.
and made sure that like we did. And I was like, wow, I mean, the fact that I have this money and he's not here to enjoy it,
I know it
is
sucks.
a bummer.
It is a huge stinko. So I think what you do need is a game plan, because there's so much going on. And I don't think that means that someone has to consolidate everything and take over and do everything, but you need someone to help you understand how to put everything you and I have just talked about into a plan. And you can execute that plan yourself. It's going to cost some money, but I do think it would be extraordinarily valuable to you to have a game plan. And I don't think it's a bad thing to pay up for that. I really don't. As long as I know that you're getting someone good. You also mentioned that there was some whole life. Do you still have whole life on your life?
So yeah, so that's the next question that I have. I do. I have a whole life policy. I've kind of calculated it over the last 11 years. I've put in like 33,000.
Mm-hmm.
The death benefit is 233,000. But I now have cash value of like 22,000 and dividends of 15,000. And I'm like, I have to pay $238 every month. Do I keep doing this, or do I not? Because even the other thing I forgot to mention is I freaked out a year and a half ago with my husband's diagnosis, and I got another $250,000 policy from myself.
What was the death benefit of the whole life? You said 233,000?
Yeah, it's up to 233,000 now.
Okay. So here's the thing. I think as part of the planning process, someone should look at that. My inclination is to not put any more money into that, because you now have you have a big change in your life, obviously. You had this event which created liquidity, meaning it created this pool of money. So just to be brutally clinical about this, the 200,000 that you thought you would have needed if something happened to you has now been liquefied. You have all this money from insurance, from the CD. You have so God forbid something were to happen to you, God forbid, there's a lot of money here, and the kids will be taken care of. That will not be a problem. Who is the guardian of these kids if something were to happen to you? Parents? Grandparents?
No, my brother.
Okay.
So I actually, just about 3 weeks ago, I signed off on I did a testamentary trust will. And then it was like all my other paperwork, the advance directive and everything. So my brother and I are very close.
Oh, good.
And he is good with money.
Perfect.
And he lives in New York City, so he's nearby.
Yep.
Also. So,
okay. So I think in that case, you probably don't need the whole life. What I don't know is whether you should just stop putting money in, whether you should borrow the money out or just blow out of the policy. And I think if you're going to do a financial plan, which I really encourage you to do, I cannot tell you that is something I think that will make you feel much more settled. If that's the case, whoever conducts that plan will give you an opinion about the best way to extract the money from that policy, whether it's giving it up, borrowing the money out, or keeping it and just reducing your death benefit. And so there are ways to reduce the death benefit, and you simply just stop paying into the policy. Like there's enough cash value to keep it. But let's see about that. I don't know the answer. What I do know, first of all, this is a horrifying story. And as I said, it is weird how you started this, which is like, we did this at age 25 when we never thought we'd need it. And I think that's the lesson. And like, thank you for saying that to start out, because that is what the message is to everyone listening. Of course, you never think you're going to need it. You're 25 freaking years old. You're young. You don't even have kids. Even if you have a 12-year-old and a 50, you never think something bad's going to happen. And something bad can happen out of the blue. And that's bad luck. That's terrible.
We almost, 3 years before his diagnosis, we almost said, we don't need this term policy. We almost were like going to just cut it. And we were told by actually the person that does the whole life policy, he was like, oh my gosh, you pay nothing for that. Just keep it. Like, why would you ever cut it?
That is such a Mark thing that oftentimes we will say like, it's no money. It's nothing. You might as well keep it. And look, you are still young. You're what, 40, what?
45.
You're still young. And you've got a lot of life to live. And God willing, you're here with us for as long as you possibly can. But I don't think there's any reason to just like willy-nilly be like, I have enough money, I can do whatever I want. I think it's good that you're still working. I know that you're going to have that pension. I'm glad that you have the Social Security to just help with your cash flow right now. And, I think your life is going to take such different turn when the kids start going away and you're going to have to make different decisions. But for this period, this crazy, I feel like the first 3 years after you have an early death, there's just so much going on, settlement of the estate and reallocating assets and retitling. This is all a period of time where we don't want big changes. So for now, there's a few big picture things like making sure that we get the 529s moved over to this New Jersey plan, like being able to put a bunch of money into the 15-year-old's 529. You don't have to do this. If you're going to do a financial plan, then I think that will be part of this. Like, you ask the question, should we super fund the 15-year-old's 529, or should we just be putting in 10 grand a year, one year at a time? And that is like a question to be asked. How to allocate the money that's in the CD that's coming due. I personally think that should just be your money that you should be investing in a plain old brokerage account. Like, you have that brokerage account that's in your name right now, but it's really the kids. If you want to open up a second account, which is really going to be, or you want to lump it all together, it's up to you. Sometimes it's easier to keep them separate, but that 500 grand should be invested. You don't need that money right now.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I do have my mortgage, and that was another question I was going to ask you, but again, interest rate, it's only a 2.8.
No, you're not allowed to pay it off. How much is that?
I'm not allowed
no,
to
you're not. You're totally not allowed to pay that off. What's the house worth?
I have, the house now is worth, $697.
Okay.
According to Zillow. And I have 238 left.
No paying that off.
And we did a 15-year back in 2020. So we only have 11 years.
No paying it off.
I only have 11 years.
You can say we, because I'm going to be with you. We're with you. We are the Jill on Money community. We're with you. Don't pay that off. I can't stress enough that, to me, having a real game plan will help anchor you. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to give you, you're at sea right now, right? It's like crazy. It's totally crazy. It hasn't even been a year. So we need you to feel like in control of this one aspect of your life, because everything else is going to feel so out of control. So I think that a plan would really benefit you. And when we get off the air, we're going to give you the name and the number and everything of someone to talk to. But I think otherwise, like I said, this is just such a tragedy, and we are so sorry. And so, like, as a community, we thank you for sharing your story, and you just stay in touch with us. Let us know if there's anything we can do for you. Okay.
Thank you so much for all your advice. This was definitely something I needed. One step in the right direction.
One step at a time. So if you are like Marie and something horrible has happened, well, of course, we want to help you out. It doesn't only have to be horrible, but you're not alone. We have a community here, and we've built a beautiful community, and we're so grateful for that. So go onto our website, JillOnMoney.com, and click the Contact Us button. Come on the air. We can ask lots of nosy questions. You can change your name. Don't worry. It'll be all so good. All right. Now, lift someone up, or put your hands metaphorically on someone's back. Marie's back. How about that? We are a community, and we're going to give you a hug. because we love the people who share their stories with us, and we're all in this together. It would be so sad to be alone. So let's actually be there for Marie and for each other. So thank you very much for listening. Change your work, change your wealth, change your life. We'll talk to you soon.